Hi, I'm Jen with the Happy Burrow Homestead. We're a family of 6 who not too long ago moved away from the suburbs and into the country in rural Indiana. We're on a 20-acre homestead and we've been here just over a year. So far, we've started our gardens, we've got some animals, and we've got lots of plans. We hope you join us on our journey. Today we're going to show you a tour of our property so far and kind of where we are and what we have planned. Alright, so let's head outside and we'll start the tour. I'm standing in the orchard right now and we've got 7 apple trees that are in desperate need of pruning. We got a lot of apples last year, but this year we're planning to prune them here in the winter, so hopefully we'll get some bigger apples. We don't actually know what varieties we have for sure, so we're just guessing. We've also planted 2 pear trees and a plum tree and some elderberry bushes. And we've also prepared our garden space that we're planning to run our pigs over before we actually plant. So we're going to actually use our pigs to work the farm, to till the land, so it'll make it hopefully easier for us to plant. We've also planted some garlic, and behind me, all the way back by the back pasture, we have our compost piles that we made out of pallets, and we've been using them now for a few months. So hopefully in the spring we'll be able to use that compost for our gardens. So here are some of our trees that we just planted in the fall. We've got dwarf and semi-dwarf, and then behind me where we've got tarped off, that's going to be our garden spot for our potatoes and maybe a few other things. Then we've got a couple other garden spots that we're going to be using this spring as well. And then again behind me is, we'll walk over to the compost so you can see how that's doing. And this is Swiffer. He's my little buddy. He likes to climb up on our shoulders and go for rides with us. And the other 2 cats we'll show you here in a minute. Here, whoop, there they go. So we've got 3 barn cats. We've got Swiffer, Tyson, and not Tyson. When we first got him, Tyson was just boxing anything and everything. So he naturally became Tyson, like Mike Tyson. And the other one looks a lot like him, so that's not Tyson. So here are compost piles that we started out of pallets, and we built them one at a time. As they filled up, we added another one, and we were regularly turning them until it got too cold. We've used them for table scraps and things that we could from the house, but also for animal waste that's compostable. And we use this thermometer. It's a compost thermometer that we got on Amazon. It's been great to be able to tell when our compost is working and how it's cooking. And in the spring, again, we'll start turning it again and get it ready for the gardens. Alright, so this is our biggest pasture. We currently don't have any animals in it right now. All our pastures have automatic waterers, and they're all fenced in, which is one of the things that was most appealing about this property. This pasture is separated from the others by a creek that runs through our property, and we're talking about fencing that in and using it for cattle at some point. All our pastures are about approximately 5 acres each, and we've got 5 acres of hayfield, mostly alfalfa, that is harvested every year and used for cattle. These are our laying chickens. We've got 2 roosters and 7 layers, although 5 are only laying right now. And this is our permanent chicken coop that is not totally finished yet. It got way too cold, so we weren't able to finish painting, but it's mostly done and it's livable for them. We've got a couple other mobile chicken coops. We've got a chickshaw, and we've also got a chicken tractor that we used for our meat birds last year. We had 27 meat birds, which are now in our freezer. We ordered 27 and we were able to process all 27 of them. We also have a big chicken brooder for outside. So this spot right now we're using Premier One poultry fencing that we're just using really to keep other animals out. We're not really worried about the birds flying away. They get out every now and then, but they come right back. And so we've got our, I think almost our entire flock is here right now. And down here, one of the reasons we chose to put the chickens here is that we have water available to them, so it makes it easier. We don't have to haul water. We also installed some lights for protection for them, that they're motion censored at night, that we have all around the coop. So we keep them nice and safe. The cats are going into the chicken coop. The cats and the chickens thankfully get along really well. Alright, we're here in the backyard right now, and behind me is what we call the hillside. It has been a jungle. The first year we were here, we just kind of let it come up and see what was in there. We didn't want to prematurely cut anything down or pull anything out until we found out what was growing in here. Unfortunately, it was a lot of pokeweed and things that we didn't really want, a lot of honeysuckle, a lot of invasives. So we're working on clearing that out this winter into the spring, and hopefully that will become a cottage garden full of flowers and things to attract pollinators. And over here we have another garden area that we've been preparing. We've been preparing it since last year with plastic alone. We're not using any chemicals to kill it off or anything. It was just a lot of really tall grass. But we're going to use the chickens in the spring to come in here and till it up, scratch it up, and fertilize it. And so in the spring we're hoping to plant also in here. This is the creek that runs through our property. Right now we're really not using it for anything. We're hoping one day to fence it off and possibly put some cattle down here to help mow, and also a natural way for them to get water. Here's one of our other pastures that right now we're leasing out to a neighbor that he has cows on it, so it's helping keep it mowed down. It also includes a hay barn in the back, and all the hay that is in there right now has been harvested on our property, which has been awesome because we can get hay from our hay field, and if any of the fields grow up too high, that can also be harvested for hay for the cows. This cabin is one of the huge reasons we fell in love with this property. It was originally built in the 1850s. It's not original to the property though. The original family that owned this property brought it here piece by piece and rebuilt it here from about 12 miles away. So we get to look out our front window and see this every day, which is one of the things we fell in love with. So this pasture actually sits in front of our house, so when we look out, this is what we see. It has our barn, it has water right outside the barn, it has what we call the wash house here, which is another outbuilding. Right now we're not really using it for anything except to house our chicken tractor. It has an automatic waterer that's also heated, and this pasture will most likely be used for various animals as we section it off for different species. So we're in the bottom of our bank barn right now. The bank barn is really awesome because it is all concrete down here, and that keeps it pretty well insulated in the winter and also keeps it really cool in the summer. Right now we're not really using the barn for animals other than our pigs at the moment. Our 4 miniature potbelly pigs are behind me. They are still under heat lamps because they're just a little bit too small to handle the cold. So in the spring they'll go outside and they'll stay outside permanently in houses of their own. And then we'll be using the barn for other animals. Right now we're just working on rewiring some of these lights, and over here this will be different stalls. You come out this way. We're going to have 3 different stalls in here, and we're going to be adding 3 more doors this way. We're going to get all this stuff out of here, and we have a hay loft up above that you can't see from here, but it does open up and we can drop hay out, and we're hopefully going to be able to use that as well. Our upstairs right now is just home to a lot of tools and equipment. But that has been used tremendously already and will just be for more things in the future. Well, thanks for joining us on our tour, and we hope that you follow us in our journey. And if you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to follow along in future videos.